Hello everyone, I am Sampa Karmkar Singh, Assistant Professor Law at NUJS Kolkata. Today we are going to discuss a module titled as Trade in Human Organ. The objective of this module is to inculcate within the readers in-depth knowledge of laws to combat and prevent human organ trade and to explain basic concepts required for better understanding of organ donation and how it is linked with human organ trade. After going through this module, the readers will have a comprehensive knowledge of the concept of trade in human organ, trafficking for removal of organ, laws relating to organ donation, transplant commercialism, transplant tourism, education and awareness, and national and international laws to prohibit organ trade. Introduction. Trade in human organ has caused worldwide concern. Human organ means any part of a human body consisting of a structured arrangement of tissues which, if wholly removed, cannot be replicated by the body. In the early 20th century, progress in medical science, particularly in the field of organ and tissue transplantation, has contributed a lot to save human lives or to improve their quality. Major clinical and scientific advances resulted into surgical transplantation of human organs from deceased as well as from living donors to sick and dying patients. Initially, organ transplantation was started with the noble therapeutic purpose for saving lives, but with growing demand and scarcity of supply of human organs, cells and tissues for transplantation in the market, it has now become a full-fledged trade for commercial purposes. This is unfortunate but glaring truth that one human is selling another human being as commodity for monetary or other benefits, which is a clear violation of human rights and dignity of a human being. In majority of cases, organ transplantation has gradually transformed into organ trade. Adding to this is the growing ease of global communication and travel, which has led many patients to travel abroad to medical centers that advertise their ability to perform transplants and to supply donor organs for a single inclusive charge. Trade in removal of human organ is an organized crime having transnational feature. This vicious cycle of organ transplantation involves a host of offenders in this racket, like recruiter who identifies the vulnerable person, transporter, medical professionals, staff of the hospital, clinic and other medical centers, middleman and contractors, buyers, organ banks where organs are stored. Transplant commercialism and transplant tourism. Now we are going to discuss this concept. Transplant commercialism is a practice in which an organ is treated as a commodity by being bought, sold or used for material gain. Traveling across jurisdictional borders for transplantation purposes by the movement of organ donors, recipients or transplant professionals on a commercial basis is known as transplant tourism. Transplant commercialism and transplant tourism both violate the principle of equity, justice and respect for human dignity and should be prohibited. India has long been a safe haven for organ tourists from all over the world. This modus operandi of organ trade networks across national borders through various strategies is by potential recipients traveling abroad to undergo transplantation or the living donor traveling abroad for donating organ for transplantation or both recipient and the donor from different countries move to a third country for transplantation. Various parts of the body of a person could be sold like hair, cornea, blood, part of liver, kidney, eggs, part of intestine, part of pancreas, lung, etc. etc. Socioeconomic offense. Trade in human organ has features of socioeconomic offense. Vulnerability of the victim is commercialized. It is the health of the organ and tissue, and it is not important the age of the donor. Thus, age of the victim is no bar for this kind of trade, as organ could be harvested from person of any age. Sometimes organ removal may not only be physically harmful but may also have psychological and emotional impact on poor donors who sell their organ to the black market in the hope of getting money. Trafficking in human organ is a crime that occurs in three broad categories. The first category is there are cases where traffickers force or deceive the victims into giving up an organ. Second is there are cases where victims formally or informally agree to sell an organ and are cheated because they are not paid for the organ or are paid less than the promised price. Thirdly, vulnerable persons are treated for an ailment which may or may not exist, and thereupon organs are removed without the victim's knowledge. Usually, potential organ donors are hardly informed about the risks and consequences of the removal of their organ, but rather are convinced through the prospects of a better life and the monetary benefit out of such sale. Also, sometimes the donors are misled by false statements like there is no harm in removing one kidney. Sometimes they are also told that there are two kidneys, a smaller and a bigger one, and that only the smaller one would be removed, knowing that the person may be ignorant about these things. Strategies for enlisting and controlling victims could be like modus operandi employed as a part of different sorts of trafficking in people. There are broker-friendly hospitals complete with surgeons who either don't know or don't care where the organs come from. Recently in 2016 itself, kidney racket was busted at the Apollo Hospital in New Delhi. It is only the tip of the iceberg of a multi-million dollar racket with Kolkata at its epicenter. Three nephrologists at the Indraprasth Apollo hospitals in New Delhi are questioned by the Delhi police in connection with the transplant surgeries performed under their supervision. T. Rajkumar Rao is the alleged kingpin in the kidney trade racket. It is an open secret that without the help of medical professionals, this trade can't flourish. It is fact that the entire racket is rarely exposed. As it's a matter of global concern, internationally lots of effort has been taken to combat this menace. The Declaration of Istanbul on organ trafficking and transplant tourism, UN Protocol to prevent, suppress and punish trafficking in persons 2000, Optional Protocol on the sale of children, child prostitution and child pornography 2000, to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child 1989, the guiding principles on human cell, tissue and organ transplantation of WHO 2010, additional protocol to the European Convention on Human Rights and Biomedicine concerning transplantation of organs and tissues of human origin 2002. Now coming to the first, the protocol to prevent, suppress and punish trafficking in persons, especially women and children, supplementing the United Nations Convention against Transnational Organized Crime 2000. Now this is the first international legal instrument that defines trafficking in persons for the purpose of exploitation, which includes organ removal as defined under Article 3. Sometimes people get confused between trafficking in persons for removal of organ and trafficking of organs and use these two different crimes interchangeably. The object of the crime is the person in case of trafficking of persons for removal of organ, and the object of the crime is the organ in case of trafficking of organs. Thus, in one case it is the person, in another it is the organ itself. UNODC has developed an online human trafficking case law database, which is the only global public record of human trafficking crimes. Now, this database currently consists of around 1200 cases from 90 countries, which with only 12 cases concerning trafficking in persons for the purpose of organ removal. This reflects that very low reported cases are available globally which directly deals with trafficking in person for removal of organ. In India, on the recommendation of Justice Verma Committee report, the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 also provides a similar kind of globally accepted definition for trafficking of persons under section 370 of Indian Penal Code. Article 23 of the Constitution of India also prohibits human trafficking. Gaurav Jain versus Union of India, Kuldeep Singh versus State of Tamil Nadu, B.L. Nagaraj and others versus Dr. Kantha and others are some landmark cases in this regard. There are 11 guiding principles of World Health Organization on human cell, tissue and organ transplantation, as endorsed by the 63rd World Health Assembly in May 2010. The guiding principles in brief are following: removal from deceased for transplantation, physician determining that a potential donor has died should not be directly involved in cell, tissue or organ removal, removal from the donor or subsequent transplantation. Procedures, nor should they be responsible for the care of any intended recipient of such cells, tissues and organs. Donation from deceased persons for its maximum therapeutic potential and from adult living persons as permitted by domestic regulations. Non-removal from the body of a living minor or any legally incompetent person for transplantation on other than narrow exceptions allowed under national law. Donation freely without any monetary payment or other reward of monetary value. Then comes promotion of altruistic donation by means of advertisement or public appeal may be undertaken in accordance with domestic regulation. Physician and other health professionals should not engage in transplantation procedures, and health insurers and other players should not cover such procedures if the cell, tissues or organs concerned have been obtained through exploitation or coercion of or payment to the donor or the next of the kin of a deceased donor. All healthcare facilities and professionals involved in cell, tissue or organ procurement and transplantation procedures should be prohibited from receiving any payment that exceeds the justifiable fee for the services rendered. The allocation should be guided by clinical criteria and ethical norms, not financial or other considerations. Allocation rules defined by appropriately constituted committees should be equitable, externally justified and transplantation. The long term outcomes of cell, tissue and organ donation and transplantation should be assessed for the living donor as well as the recipient in order to document benefit and harm. The organization and execution of donation and transplantation on activities as well as their clinical results must be transparent and open to scrutiny, while ensuring that the personal anonymity and privacy of donors and recipients are always protected. These guiding principles have been crafted in such a fashion that if it is properly implemented, then there is least chance of organ trade. It is not only cover the procedure for pre-transplantation, but also covers post-transplantation. Now coming the optional protocol on the sale of children, child prostitution and child pornography to the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child 1989. Now it also criminalizes and prohibits the offering, delivering or accepting of a child for the purpose of sexual exploitation, transfer of organs for profit, forced labor and adoption in violation of applicable legal instruments. An additional protocol to the European Convention on Human Rights and Biomedicine concerning transplantation of organs and tissues of human origin 2002 also applies to the transplantation of organs and tissues of human origin carried out for therapeutic purposes. Before organ or tissues removal, appropriate medical investigations and interventions shall be carried out to evaluate and reduce physical and psychological risks to the health of the donor. The removal may not be carried out if there is a serious risk to the life or health of the donor. Appropriate sanctions to be applied in the event of infringement of the provisions contained in this protocol. Now, coming to the Declaration of Istanbul or organ trafficking and transplant tourism. It addresses the urgent and growing problem of organ sales, transplant tourism and trafficking in organ donors in the context of the global shortage of organs. All countries need a legal and professional framework to govern organ donation and transplantation activities, as well as a transplantation regulatory oversight system that ensure donor and recipient safety and the enforcement of standards and prohibitions on unethical practices. Efforts to initiate or enhance deceased donor transplantation are essential to minimize the burden on living donors. A successful transplant program also depends on the existence of the relevant health system infrastructure. Now, coming to Indian legal regime, India has passed the Transplantation of Human Organs Act in 1994 to curb the sale of human organs. This legislation is based on the recommendation from an expert committee chaired by Dr. L.M. Singhvi. Finally, India's first successful heart transplantation was performed in the All India Institute of Medical Sciences on 3rd August 1994. Trade in human organs has largely been halted in the states and have passed the act, and there has been police action against tearing physicians and middlemen in more than one city. The object of the Transplantation of Human Organs Act 1994 is as follows. For the following regulation of removal, shortage and transplantation of human organs for therapeutic purposes, and the second is for the prevention of commercial dealing in human organs. Section 3 of the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Rule 2014 provides a living person may authorize the removal of any organ or tissue of his or her body during his or her lifetime as per prevalent medical practices for therapeutic purposes in the manner and on such condition as specified in Form 1, 2 and Form 3. Now, this Form 1 is for organ or tissue donation from identified living near related donor. Form 2 is for organ or tissue donation by living spouse donor, and Form 3 is for organ or tissue donation by other than near relative living donor. Although there are many difficulties ahead, it seems that organ transplantation in India is entering a new era characterized by major medical advances, not only in technology but also in ethics. Human organ can be removed only from human beings. The donors may be whether living, deceased or brain stem dead declared persons. Now, this living donor means donors any person not less than 18 years of age who voluntarily authorizes the removal of any of his human organs for therapeutic purposes. Second comes the brain stem dead, that is declared person or known as cadaver. This means the stage at which all the functions of the brain stem have permanently and irreversibly ceases and is so certified. Basically, cadaver means a dead body, especially on intended to dissection. Deceased person means person whom permanent disappearance of all evidence of life occurs by reason of brain stem death or in a cardiopulmonary sense. at any time after live birth has taken place. Procedure for removal of organ from a living donor. Now, prior to removal of any human organ or tissue from a living donor, the registered medical practitioner shall convince himself that the donor has been given a clear explanation or of all the potential side effects, hazards and complications, and the donor has given approval in appropriate form. The physical and mental assessment of the donor has been done and the donor is in sound health, and it has been certified that the donor is not mentally challenged and is fit for donating the organ or tissue. In case of uncertainty regarding mentally challenged status of a donor, the registered medical practitioner may get the donor examined by a psychiatrist, and the registered medical practitioner shall sign the certificate as prescribed in Form 4 for this purpose. If the donor is a near relative or spouse of the recipient, the proposed donation has been approved by the competent authority. In case of a donor who is other than a near relative, the permission from the authorization committee is required. Where a donor of recipient or recipient is a foreign national who is a near relative, the approval of the authorization committee is required. However, the Indian living donor wanting to donate to a foreigner other than near relative shall not be considered. Living organ or tissue donation by minors shall not be permitted except on exceptional medical grounds, to be recorded in detail with full justification and with prior approval of the appropriate authority and the state government concerned. Greater precautions ought to be taken where the donor is a woman, and her identity and independent consent should be confirmed by a person other than the recipient. In the course of determining eligibility of the applicant to donate, the applicant should be personally interviewed by the authorization committee, which shall be videographed, and minutes of the interview shall be recorded for making the entire process fair and transparent. Donor unrelated to recipient. In this type of donation, there is always a doubt of trade in human organ, as why one donor will wish to donate his or her own organ to unrelated recipient. What is the reason behind such donation? The National Human Rights Commission has also come across a number of instances in which the compassionate donor provision in the Transplantation of Human Organs Act is being abused. In many cases, the donor is an unrelated and unacquainted person who is lured into donating an organ such as the kidney by financial offers made by or on behalf of the prospective recipient. While dealing with such cases, the authorization committee has to be very careful. The committee has to evaluate that there is no commercial transaction between the recipient and the donor. The link between the donor and the recipient and the circumstances which led to the offer being made has to be explained properly. While establishing the link between the donor and the recipient, the committee has to carefully examine the documentary evidences of the link between the two. For example, to prove that they have lived together, old photographs showing the donor and the recipient together, etc., will to some extent confirm that there is no middleman or tout involved. The financial status of the donor and the recipient must be evaluated in the backdrop of the objective of preventing commercial dealings. It is also very important to ensure that the donor is not a drug addict. The near relative, or if near relative is not available, any adult person related to donor by blood or marriage of the proposed unrelated donor is interviewed regarding awareness about his or her intention to donate an organ or tissue. The authenticity of the link between the donor and the recipient and the reasons for donation and any strong views or disagreement or objection of such kin shall also be recorded and taken note of when the living donor is unrelated and if donor or recipient belongs to a state or union territory other than the state or union territory where the transplantation is proposed to be undertaken. Verification of residential status shall be required, and in case of any doubt of organ trafficking, the appropriate authority of the state or union territory or domicile or the tehsildar or any other authorized officer shall inform police department for investigation and action as per the provisions of the act. Offences and penalties. Under the Transplantation of Human Organ Amendment Act of 2011, Section 18 provides punishment for removal of human organ without authority. For any person, imprisonment up to 10 years and with fine up to 20 lakh rupees. If the person is a registered medical practitioner, in that case, removal of his name from the register of the council for a period of 3 years for the first offence and permanently for the subsequent offence. Any person for removal of human tissues, imprisonment up to 3 years and fine up to 5 lakh rupees. Section 19 provides punishment for commercial dealings in human organs. Now, here the imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 5 years, but which may extend to 10 years and shall be liable to fine which shall not be less than 20 lakh rupees, but may extend to 1 crore rupees. Section 19A provides punishment for commercial dealings in human tissue. Here the imprisonment is for a term which shall not be less than 1 year, but which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine which shall not be less than 5 lakh rupees, but which may extend to 25 lakh rupees. Section 20 provides punishment for commercial dealings in human organs shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 5 years or with fine which may extend to 20 lakh rupees. Now, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, in short NOTTO, NOTTO, is a national level organization set up under Directorate General of Health Services, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Now, it has two divisions. The first division is National Human Organ and Tissue Removal and Storage Network. This has been mandated as per the Transplantation of Human Organs Amendment Act of 2011. Second is National Biomaterial Center. The Transplantation of Human Organ Amendment Act of 2011 has included the component of tissue donation and registration of tissue banks. The main objective of establishing the center is to fill up the gap between demand and supply as well as quality assurance in the availability of various tissues. National Organ Transplant Program. The objective of National Organ Transplant Program are to organize a system of organ and tissue procurement and distribution for transplantation, to promote deceased organ and tissue donation, to train required manpower, to protect vulnerable poor from organ trafficking, and to monitor organ and tissue transplant services and bring about policy and program corrections, changes wherever needed. The National Organ Transplant Program, with a budget allocation of rupees 149.5 crore for 12th 5-year plan 2012 to 2017, aims at improve access to the life transforming transplantation for needy citizens of our country by promoting deceased organ donation. Demand and supply equilibrium of organ trade. When you can buy one, why donate? The buyer wanted life and I wanted money. Now, this kind of statement itself lifts the lid on the lucrative illicit trade in human organ. Where there is a donated demand in the market, there are various legal and illegal ways to fulfill that demand. For example, China suffered from a huge organ shortage. For years, it harvested the organs of executed prisoners to help meet the demand, which followed international condemnation to finally end such ill practice. Accordingly, there is a huge demand for human organ worldwide, and whenever there is a gap between supply and demand, desperate buyers and desperate sellers will dictate a black market hidden in the shadows. According to a survey in India, every year about 5 lakh people die because of non-availability of organs. 2 lakh people die due to liver diseases and 50,000 people die because of heart diseases. Moreover, 1,50,000 people await a kidney transplant, but only 5,000 get among them. When families or individuals are tired of spending years on medical waiting lists, they sometimes purchase body parts like kidney, eyes, lungs, heart, limbs, etc. for transplantation from the black market. The World Health Organization has also uncovered a huge black market in human organs. Most are kidneys sold to criminals by poor and desperate people in the developing world. Although the market for heart, lung and another body part is relatively small, kidneys make up the biggest proportion of transplant because donors can survive with just one. The Voluntary Health Association of India estimates that about 2,000 Indians sell a kidney every year. Many people are more than willing to lose a kidney to gain a payment. A new kidney is the difference between life and death. Considering this, some people say selling kidneys should not be banned but legalized, as for very poor people selling a kidney will always be an attractive option. At least if it is legal, then they would get proper medical care and a proper financial reward, and there would be more organs available for transplants. Living donor compensation and reimbursement worldwide. Recently, some countries like Singapore, Israel, Australia and Saudi Arabia has amended its laws to accommodate living donor compensation and reimbursement scheme. Such financial support should not be confused with a financial gift for the donor, but rather it is a reimbursement and compensation for the expenses incurred by the donor, such as transportation, loss of wages, life insurance and anticipated cost of long term medical care. Critics suspect that these amendments may open the back door to organ trade. In the absence of preventive robust system, vulnerable poor people may be exploited by unscrupulous middlemen to sell their organs. It is an open secret that trade in human organ occurs as a lucrative business for unscrupulous syndicates and for countries that allow foreign transplant tourists to have transplant operations. They cannot get it in their own country. In India, payment is banned in transplant cases by virtue of the Transplantation of Human Organs Act of 1994. However, payment means payment in money or money's worth, but does not include any payment for defraying or reimbursing the cost of removing, transporting or preserving the human organ to be supplied, or any expenses or loss of earnings incurred by the person so far as reasonably and directly attributable to his supplying and human organ from his body. Organ Donation Day to spread awareness. This body will anyway wither away one day. If it serves some useful purpose, so be it. The donation of body parts of self-sacrifice for the sake of humanity is in practice since time immemorial. An example of such an altruist behavior is of Maharshi Dadhichi, who sacrificed his life for the sake of humanity. Organ Donation Day is celebrated on 13th of August every year in order to motivate normal human beings to donate organs, as well as to spread awareness about the importance of organ donation. As due to lack of awareness, there are myths and fears in people's mind about organ donation. Facts about organ donation. Anybody can be an organ donor, irrespective of their age, caste, religion, community, etc. The decision to donate organ is based on strict medical criteria not age. Tissues such as cornea, heart, valves, skin and bone can be donated in case of natural death, but vital organs such as heart, liver, kidneys, intestine, lungs, pancreas can be donated only in the case of brain death. Organs such as the heart, pancreas, liver, kidney and lung can be transplanted to those recipients whose organs are falling, because it allows many recipients to return to a normal lifestyle. Anyone younger than 18 years needs to have the agreement of a parent or guardian to be a donor. Anyone can and everyone should donate organs, as organ donation will save lives. All major religions also support organ and tissue donation. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of many other through tissue donation. Also, provision of swap donation is included by the Transplantation of Human Organs Amendment Act of 2011. Organ donation is the way to continue to live forever. It is a kind of life after death. However, sale and purchase of organs is strictly prohibited. Now, to conclude, organ transplantation, one of the medical miracles of the 20th century, has prolonged and improved the lives of innumerable patients worldwide. Organ transplantation is not only a life-saving therapy, but a shining symbol of human solidarity. Unfortunately, these accomplishments have been tarnished by numerous reports of trafficking in human beings, who are used as sources of organs and of patient tourists from rich countries who travel abroad to purchase organs from poor people. Trade in human organ is an unfortunate fact in the criminology world of today. Illegal trade in human organ is unethical and is a serious violation of human rights. National Human Rights Commission has suggested remedial measures to all states and union territories to check illegal trade in human organs. Cadaver transplant programs should be promoted to reduce the demand for live donors. Facilities for chronic renal dialysis should be increased and improved in hospitals to provide alternatives to kidney transplantation. Better facilities should be provided for transplantation and effective counseling of prospective donors. Wherever possible, a mechanism should be established for independent verification of the veracity of compassionate donation by a group of experts which is external to the hospital wherein the transplant procedure is proposed to be performed. There is an urgent need to examine the causes that led to exploitation of poor and unaware persons in the process of organ donation, in spite of stringent legal mechanism throughout the world, and to suggest methods to reduce control and ultimately eradicate such malpractice. फाइनली आई वुड जस्ट लाइक टू से, बेशक मेरी ज़िंदगी किसी के काम ना आई, पर मेरी मौत ने कई बुझते हुए दीपक जला दिए. इट मीन्स डोनेट ऑर्गन्स टू फैसिलिटेट द नोबल कॉज ऑफ saving precious lives. Thank you very much for the patient hearing.